If you think back to when you were a child, or however old you were when you first learned about things like feedlots, things that that really encapsulate how the food industry works in the height of its capitalization, in the extremity of its drive for profit. Because that is essentially what drives the food industry. It's an industry. It's about profit. It's about making money. It's about minimizing expenses and maximizing profit. So imagine a feedlot. It's an enclosed pen with the maximum numbers of animals packed into that, and they're fed so much food that they get fat so that they can maximize their value when they get slaughtered. And they live in filthy conditions. They're wading through their own muck and shit and urine for days or weeks or however long it is for that particular animal. Sometimes it's their entire life. And then finally they're packed into a big moving box thing, and they're transported to a place where they are disposed of quite efficiently. Sometimes there's quite a lot of trauma in the way that these animals are killed. Now, I'm not vegan, I'm not vegetarian, I'm not one of those people who says that everyone needs to stop eating meat. I don't see that as the actual issue. I don't see the problem of people eating meat as being a problem. To me, what is a problem? The thing that I'm like totally not okay with is how we've commercialized food production, how it's not about health and well-being. It's not about raising an animal and caring for it in the best way that you can, and ending its life with gratitude, so that your body can take nourishment from it. That it's about maximizing profits. It's about cramming as many animals into a smaller space as possible and keeping them alive for as long as possible, no matter how you do that, keeping them as fat as possible until you kill them as quickly and young as possible. And all of those things are not okay to me, because the life that those animals live is not a life that I would wish on anyone. Food should not be about profit. Just like the healthcare industry, it shouldn't be an industry. Health shouldn't be about money. Money should have nothing to do with it. So I'm not okay with the food industry. The reality is that we need to eat to live, and the way that life works now is that one thing consumes another thing in order for life to continue. And maybe one day we will find a way to change that. But for right now, what we can do is change in those small moments in our own lives, how we see things, what's important to us, how we communicate about things. And I'm not saying become a radical, because radicalization doesn't change anything, doesn't help anything. It just makes a lot of people more angry. We don't need angry people. We need people who are being practical. We need to be practical about this. We need to look at the problems that we have and find practical solutions that are going to benefit everyone. And that's what I'm going to keep pushing, and that's what I'm going to keep suggesting, is different ways that we can approach things. So if you can support local farmers and food producers who are doing it because it's their passion, or because it's their income, it's their way of life, then support them. If you can grow your own food to an extent, then do that. If you can talk about how the food industry could be managed better, how things could be made more about well-being of people and of the food, then talk about it. Find different ways in your personal life where you can be a beacon of change. And yes, it doesn't mean that we can all actually do these things. Like, money is a big constraining factor for a heck of a lot of people. I can't always go and support the types of food production that I'd like to, because yes, realistically, sometimes it is way more expensive. So I do what I can, where I can. And that doesn't make me a hypocrite. The reality is what it is. This world is what it is, and we need to do the best we can with where we are and what we have. So just start with that. Just start with your life, those small moments that you can change. Even if it's a thought in your mind, even if it's just saying, you know what, it's not okay that something like feedlots is an acceptable way in our society of producing food. I'm no longer okay with that. Thanks for watching. You're going to see me next time.